It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning. Welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News on this, the 19th day of November 2021. Coming to you from Bedford County in Central Virginia area, right outside of Lynchburg. Pretty exciting day going on here this morning. Of course, today is National Carbonated Beverage with Caffeine Day. So, in case any of you need to celebrate that, I have my Diet Coke here. As you can see, that's a carbonated beverage with caffeine. So I am celebrating that today. All right, we got some cruise ships sailing today from U.S. ports. New York, Manhattan, the Crystal Symphony's up there. Of course, Hot Air Tom is up there also. He's looking out over and probably can see the Crystal Symphony. Down at Port Canaveral, the Disney Dream and Independence of the Seas both leave on 3-nighters. At West Palm Beach, the Gran Classica leaves on its 2-nighter going over to the Bahamas. From Fort Lauderdale, the Regal Princess on a 5-nighter, Celebrity Equinox a 9-nighter. Down in Miami, Freedom of the Seas on a 3-nighter. Crystal Serenity is leaving on a 9-night itinerary and a 23-night itinerary. Galveston has the Disney Wonder sailing today on a 4-nighter. And out at San Pedro in Los Angeles, the Navigator of the Seas is going to leave on a 7-nighter. Headlines today: MSC Seashore christened and Seascape floated out. A lot more about that in a minute. Demand for Cape Town in South Africa cruises soars. Queen Mary II tribute to World War II heroes. That's awesome. And St. Kitts welcomes 3 cruise ships in one day for the first time in 20 months. And that and lots more live this morning. Now, I had to check over here real quick to see if we see anything on coming into the room, because I don't know if we're going to have guests or not. We tried to get Elizabeth on, and I was getting a good stream from her as far as Elizabeth seeing her and hearing her, but she could not hear me at all. So first thing this morning is the port we didn't get a good answer on yesterday. So this is the port of the day. So please feel free to drop in a guess in the chat room on that. Okay. Now, this is, of course, Elizabeth's Iona. I believe that was in Tenerife yesterday. Today, she's in the Canary Islands. That's a very crowded beach. And to tell us a little bit about that, here's Elizabeth on location.
Hey, Chillie and the gang. We are here. It's Elizabeth live on location in the Gran Canaria Islands. Anyway, as you can see, it's a very crowded beach down here behind me. Can you see that? Anyway, it's a beautiful day here, and I'm just kind of hanging out, having a drink right here on the waterfront. It's a beautiful, beautiful atmosphere. And I want to tell everyone, it's so great to be back on the ships. Let me tell you, the atmosphere is amazing and the ship is huge. P&O Iona has outdone themselves with this ship. Incredible. I just wrote to Chillie and said there are 17 bars on board the ship. I don't know how many different venues for dining. It's just incredible. The food is great. The rooms are magnificent. It's already decorated for Christmas, and it really is just stunning. The crew and the staff and officers, everyone, super friendly. The passengers are, almost everyone on the ship is British, the passengers. We sail out of Southampton every 7 or 14 days. Right now I'm doing 2 14-day cruises, and then we'll see what happens. I have a feeling I'm going to get to stay a little bit longer but I'll let you know as time rolls on. Anyway, from here in the Canary Islands, it's Elizabeth on location. And again, what a beautiful view back here. Hope to see you all soon on the high seas.
All right. That's Elizabeth on location, and she did have a little adult beverage there. Back on the ship, 17 bars. If you'll notice, a couple of them open at 7 a.m. That's just what I need for my Bloody Mary so I can keep my vegetable levels up. And, of course, they've already started decorating for Christmas. So that was from Elizabeth today. And, folks, with no further ado, guess who else is in the house? Guess who is with us? And it's John, who's now at Chitavecchia. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. I can see you. I'm on my computer. We are at a wonderful hotel. I'm just trying to get shots for you here, but I sent you a few just a little bit ago. You should have got a few.
Yes.
The sun has just gone down. It literally sizzled right into the water a minute ago as I was trying to get my computer set up. And we are down to, 24 hours from now, I'll be waiting for the ship to push away from the dock, and like it or not, the journey back to New York will start. It'll be on its way.
Okay. I did find out you are going to have some entertainment. It's just that one group was canceled out, and I'm not sure why.
But when you say one group, I mean, that is a full-on Broadway production.
Yeah.
And I found it humorous that somewhere was commenting, oh, well, it's old and it needs to be replaced anyway. And it's like, obviously you haven't been in that theater and watched, because those of us that go to it because it's like, it's this reunion every time. And when they get to the line where it's like, oh, well, it looks like she left her cake out in the rain. 1,100 people are doing the line with the actor, I mean, it's funny. Why do we have to refresh and renew things all the time? Why? What's anyway, I'm sure it's about, as they've said, and some people have said it's been leaked, is that, there's some young people in the cast and other people, and it's just where we are right now. It's just what's going on. So.
All right, I've got a couple little clips from actually you in the Vatican.
Oh, okay, good one.
So let me see. And remember, if you want to talk over this, you have to mute yourself. Let's see. I believe one of these is before you got the wheelchair, and one of them is after. Right?
Okay, so no, this is toward the end of the day. This is in the big basilica, and I had no idea how big it was. This is, by the way, if you watch the Christmas broadcast from St. Peter's, right under there is where the Holy Father sits, and this is the main dome that you see, and it's unbelievable. I just sat there for a while and just brought it all in, because you have to remember, we're talking 500 years ago that this stuff was built, and it looks, all the pieces fit together. I have no idea how they heat it or cool it. I never did find the organ. I understood from some reading I had done that if you are about where I was, the organ should be like right here to my left and up, but couldn't find it. I've heard it. I've heard the organ that's in there.
All right, here's the other clip.
Okay. Oh, there, I had to undo myself again. This is literally the first moment in the Sistine Chapel. Had no expectation that I was going to get in here to see this. And as you can see, there's very few people in here. And this is the room. This is where, for 500-600 years, each new pope has been determined by all the cardinals around the world coming together and voting their conscience. Sometimes voting many, many times. As you remember, the black smoke goes up, and finally white smoke comes out the chimney, and we have a new pope. And I mean, I'm just over. I'm not an art guy, Chillie. I mean, good art to me is a beer bottle. What's on a beer bottle?
Yeah.
And that's a little bit understated, but the art that we saw, and we're putting it together here now, and it was so great because what we captured. Now, to go and see in any individual piece, you need to like see it, then have Google search for it, and then Google will give you a whole dossier and whatever the one piece that you're looking at is, because we're just kind of flying by, rolling by.
Yeah.
But just overwhelming. And again, it looks clean and new, like it was made in the last 50 or 60 or 100 years. And we're talking hundreds of years ago. And just overwhelming to me. I always said that the Berliner Dome was the Kaiser's answer to the cathedral down there in Rome.
Yeah.
But let me just tell you, he came up a little short. Okay. I don't know how else to put it. I mean, you have to see the Berliner Dome. It's an awesome place, but it is basically one dome with a few naves off of it.
Yeah.
The Basilica just goes on and on and on, and you don't see even a piece of it during Christmas. It is just wonderful beyond measure. And folks, we are going to figure things out. We are going to get Chillie there one way or another, because back in 2013 I did a walking tour of the Christmas markets, and one of the ad pieces that I did for it was, if I can do it, you can do it. Well, that was a bad selling line to use. That's a whole nother story we'll do for a winter show sometime, because that was not true. Although I could do it, some of my guests along couldn't do it. But Chillie, you and anybody else, if you are handicapped in any way, don't count yourself out for coming to Rome and seeing these things. I'm 70 years old. I didn't think it was going to happen. And I mean, I am just, again, overwhelmed. Now we got in an Uber this morning at 11 o'clock. You had to get out of our VPRO.
You had a little bite to eat last night with the number one there.
Yeah, having just a little bite to eat. But this morning we actually could have duplicated that. I could have said that was this morning. You wouldn't have known the difference except where the sun was. And we were just going to take the Uber to the train station called the Termini, or the Terminus, and then pay $5 to have an hour and some long train ride out here to the port. But Chillie, the sun was shining and the birds were singing and the grass was green and growing. And so we made a side deal with the guy, because it's like $180 in an Uber Black, to ride out to the port. And, I'm a cheap butt, that. But we made a really good deal with him. I can't tell you how much it was, but it was a really good deal, and it was worth it. And we rode out on the, Italy's got great highways when you get away from the core of Rome and all the cobblestones.
Yeah. And
it was so beautiful, and coming around, and we'll have some more video for you guys as the days go by. But we rode out here and got to our hotel. Nice there. That's from the left window of my hotel room, looking down south on the coast here, the Italian coast, and that is looking straight out the south. Or it would be the west facing window. Excuse me, I've got to get turned around here, right? And then you should have another one over farther to the, that's farther down the south shore yet. That's looking down the south shore with a telephoto on. And now the big important one, of course, there is the cruise port.
Yeah.
And now here's a little something to put in your records, folks. If you are, of course, real handy on your feet. Yes, it's 200 meters, 600 feet to the cruise port. That is true and in the advertising. But to the cruise port is not to the Norwegian Epic.
Yeah.
Okay? Because, these dang ships are 1,200 feet long, and then they keep them separated by a certain distance whenever. And apparently Epic's coming in on the other end overnight. If I can wake up, I'm hoping to catch her come in about 5 a.m, but don't count on it, because with all the air here and all of the walking I've been doing in the last days, sleep is going to come easy. But I have a ride arranged from this door to the access of the Epic tomorrow morning for 22 euros. And that starts the next part of the journey. And it's been a heck of a journey. And just nothing but wonderful. And the only thing I keep thinking along the way is, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to get that guy from Virginia. We're going to get you here one way or the other. I don't care if it's in a glass bottle one day, but it'll be a bourbon bottle, by the way, Chillie.
Yes, of course. I'm game. I will figure out how to do it. I've had another little wrinkle that I've got to work around today with my portable unit.
Oh, it's not within your body.
No.
It's without your body?
Yeah. My portable oxygen unit is not acceptable by the airlines. So I've got to deal with
There's
that.
only one thing to do here. Then I'm going to get back home. I'm going to work my butt off, and I'm going to get my own jet, and we'll decide what we're going to put on our jet, Chillie. I'm tired of this.
Yeah, I know. There's some silly rules. And so anyway, I got to talk to my oxygen supplier. They've been dragging their feet because they don't want to spend the money to buy, a couple $1,000 unit. Hell, I'll buy it myself if I have to. But I'm going to have to, it looks like I'm going to have a little bit more than the portable unit I have now. But that's a minor thing at this point.
And that, I'll tell you what, if your problem is outside of this skin, it's a small problem.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
But we will overcome it. It's still, it's still an issue. We got to deal with it. But if we can hold our problems that way, we're doing good. By the way, just as one sentence news, my friend that's on the ventilator, they have taken him off of some meds and he's being ventilated, but not as sedated or something. I didn't quite understand the story, except that it was headed reasonably good news. So,
yeah. One quick thing, and then I'll let you go because you're probably going to fall asleep. But that's a good sleep. That's understood. There's a vicious rumor about John that while you escaped Minnesota, that they came in and moved your house and sleeping quarters and all that stuff across the river to Canada, and they've replaced it with solar panels. Your house is gone and it's now a big solar field. Is there any truth to that rumor?
Yeah, there's yes and no. The house is still there, but it is pretty cool. It's going to, I guess the big build happens Monday after Thanksgiving. And we are not only going to be solar sufficient, these are salesmen, Chillie, so
Yeah, I know.
But the power company's in the deal with us, and they seem to think that they feel it's going to work. Supposedly, as the year goes by, in the winter it won't be as good, and in the summer we'll be, throwing power away.
Yeah.
But in the year, it's supposed to provide 3 times more electricity than the farm has been using over the last 10 years. And with that money, I'm supposed to be able to pay for this whole outfit within 10 years. So I got a 15-year loan on it, thinking that, they are salesmen after all.
Yeah.
So, but the goal is to be carbon free. We won't be using any electricity from the coal plants out in North Dakota. Not that I'm, an environmentalist and totally against that. We have to use that until we find another way. But for me, we're going to try this. There's 2 other companies that are doing it around me. One's a petrochemical ag airplane company, and one's a soybean guy that's big in soybeans. And he's doing it to run his machinery that's processing and preparing all these soybeans. So we'll find out. But yes, that is the rumor. And Ronnie, you must be reading something on the Ronnie pages. So it's all good.
I'll never tell. Never will I give away my sources.
You and lawyers have that luxury. The only thing is they can make you give up your sources where they. Yeah. But
all right, John. I got to go on with the news and stuff. I got more features this morning. Hey. Anyway, hopefully we'll talk to you on board the ship tomorrow. Maybe.
Yes, if that conceptually, my appointment's at 11:30. I hope to be on by 12:30, give or take. I should be all and you're 5 o'clock my time, so I'm hoping that by then I'll be all settled and the internet will be resolved and I have a good connection and we'll be doing it. Okay. And if not, know that I'm trying to do it. So
yes.
Alrighty, pal.
Alrighty. Thanks, John. Have a great day, an evening, night, whatever it is. Thanks. That's my buddy John from Chillie. All right. Now, folks, Hot Air Tom is up in New York. We got so much stuff going on this morning. Hot Air Tom is in New York. He sent me some pictures. That's from his hotel room. I guess, of course, I believe his boat comes in tomorrow. He told me, and I can't remember, 9 o'clock or something in the morning. That's the hotel, and that's his view. I'll go back and check this in just a second, folks, because I should have written it down, and I probably didn't. But Hot Air Tom and Cindy, they're up there in New York, getting ready to get on the Norwegian Gym tomorrow. And let's see if I do have that here. Hot Air Tom and Cindy are in the Big Apple on 27th floor of the Intercontinental Hotel on 44th Street. The check-in time is 10 a.m. on Sunday. It's not tomorrow. My bad. They get on the gym on Sunday. A cruise mapper shows that the gym ETA is 9 a.m. on Sunday. Will she be here in time for a photo op? That's a very good question from Hot Air Tom. And real quickly, before I cover a couple news items, let me run over and see if anybody has gotten a guess yet. Let's see. I'm going to scan down. I'll come back for the comments. There's a bunch of comments in here, but to see if I see a good guess. Let me see. And I'm scanning down. And no, I don't see a correct guess. Of course, there's a lot of talking going on. JJ Cruz is with us today. Lizzie Lou's here. That's awesome, guys. Glad you guys are with me today. All right, so let me go back up here, folks, and I'll flash this again before I get to a couple news items. That is the port of the day. Name that port. So just drop it in the chat if you know what it is. Okay. Now, wow. Busy morning. Now I've got to get caught up here. All right. There we go. MSC. With the Hollywood royalty Sophia Loren on board and a couple of our friends, MSC's newest ship was at Ocean Key Marine Reserve to celebrate the naming ceremony and christening yesterday. For the 16th time, Sophia Loren is godmother of MSC cruise ship. At the same time, the cruise celebrates the inauguration of Ocean Key MSC Marine Reserve itself. Although the island has been open for a while now, MSC has taken the opportunity to celebrate its newest seaside EVO ship full of environmental improvements and a private island that includes a coral laboratory and coral nursery areas. She's not just the next seaside class ship. MSC Seashore is more than 65% redesigned and redeveloped version of her earlier sister ships, with new public areas, more guest staterooms, more outdoor space, considerably longer. Travel advisors and media from around the world, including Janine and Ashley, and we got a bunch of our friends on there. I just wonder if they're palling around with Sophia Loren and what she's like. We'll have to ask. All right, following the naming ceremonies and the inaugural breaking of ground at Ocean Key, the Seashore will return to Miami and sail her inaugural Caribbean cruise on November the 20th. I will be on the Seashore January 29th for my second cruise of my 3-dayer. That's coming up for the old fat travel guy. All right. Same time that was going on, the highly anticipated new ship for MSC, the MSC Seascape, officially floated out from Fincantieri shipyard in Monfalcone in northeastern Italy. Sorry, the tongue's not working today. That's because I had too many cocktails last night watching the JJ Crew birthday party. That's what's the matter with my tongue today. This ceremonial event is an important milestone in the MSC Seascape's construction. Slated to become the new flagship of MSC when she debuts, the Seascape is the second seaside EVO class ship to enter the MSC Cruises fleet and the fourth vessel in the seaside class. Okay. Big day for MSC yesterday. And we got all kinds of friends and stuff on that one. So I'm looking forward to getting some direct contact from them. This one, folks, kind of surprised me a little bit. Cape Town in South Africa, apparently they're struggling to keep up with the demand for Cape Town as a destination coming from cruise lines and passengers. 90 ships that were booked to come into Port Cape Town in the canceled season was up 60% from the previous year. The numbers are nearly doubling on an annual basis. We can't develop the cruise terminal quickly enough, said Kendra Stoffberg, chief of staff at Westgrow, a promotion agency for Cape Town and the Western Cape. The Cape Town cruise terminal was built a few years ago and recently refurbished to be able to accommodate more ships at the time. As of today, the terminal has 32 ships booked to arrive from November to May. So that's a place that I haven't been. Wouldn't mind going. I wouldn't mind that at all. Here's another one that, again, folks, I've not been on a lot of lines I've found out recently. There's a whole lot more out there than I dreamt possible. Cunard, and I'm not sure if that's the proper pronunciation. Cunard. Anyway, Queen Mary 2, that's the boat, has announced a special transatlantic crossing that will pay tribute to heroes of World War II. The forced sailing like this that the line has done. The cruise, put together in partnership with the Greatest Generations Foundation, will feature several veterans during its enrichment programs. It's scheduled to depart New York City June 5th of 2022 and arrive in Southampton, England on June 12th. A special new feature of this crossing will be the inclusion of veterans from the Korean, Vietnam, Iraq, and Afghanistan wars. Hats off to Cunard, the Queen Mary 2, and the foundation. Of course, for all of you people that were involved in any of those wars, we certainly appreciate your what you've done for all of us and our freedoms. St. Kitts yesterday, 3 cruise ships for the first time in 20 months. Congratulations to them as they had more than 5,000 visitors yesterday from the celebrity Equinox, Explorer of the Seas, and the Germany cruise ship Aida Perla, all at St. Kitts yesterday. That's awesome. Just awesome. Okay. Now, I will go back and see who's in the chat room and if we have anything phenomenal going on there. All right. So let's go back up here to the top so I can get caught up again. Kenneth's with us up in Pennsylvania. Hey, Kenneth, Gretchen's here. Of course, Hot Air Tom's here. I'm expecting him to get this one, and I think I saw a wrong guess from him. Carol's with us. Hey, Carol. Hot Air Tom says, I was thinking St. Martin, but I've said that a few times. Yeah, but no, it's not St. Martin. Hot Air says, I cannot see Crystal Serenity. If it's next to the Intrepid, it must be hiding behind a building and too small to show up. That is a smaller profiled ship, so I didn't know exactly where the Intercontinental and 44th is in relation to the port. Nikki's here from Jacksonville. 7 days and 16 hours until our cruise. Awesome, Nikki. Looking forward to following you on that. Hot Air says, I'm hoping Jim will be big enough to see over the smaller buildings. Pretty sure it is. Hot Air says that Harry Potter was terrific last night. We got upgraded seats due to Cindy being in a wheelchair. 10th row from the stage. Nice. And Henry sees the Rockettes tonight. I went to the Rockettes. The first time I saw the Rockettes, I was 10 years old. My mother took me to the Rockettes. Of course, I fell in love with all of them. But that's what a 10-year-old does. Tom, will you be live from your cruise? Well, I don't know, but we hope so. Emily's here from up in New York. Let's see. Love Chillie's t-shirt. Oh, yeah, I've got a Bahamas shirt on today. By the way, they're at the JJ Cruz birthday party last night. I love their shirts. I ordered a couple more. So, JJ Cruz, by the way, they celebrated their second birthday. And it was quite a party last night. It really was. And I told them I had an unopened bottle of Elijah Craig just for the party last night. I didn't drink all of it, but I had several during the evening. Let's see. Everybody's still saying hi back and forth. Tom Henry says he hears an echo. With all I've going on, I don't hear one, so I'm not sure if somebody else is doing that or might be coming through from me. I don't know. Emily wants to know what the name of the restaurant was that you went to. Hot Air says, I think I see a smidgen of Crystal Symphony between the buildings. Okay. Let's see. Okay, JJ Cruz is with us. Good to have you guys again, as I said earlier, if you're still with us. Oh, Tom says he sent his picture of a view of the ship. It's playing peekaboo. Okay, well, let me try to do that on the fly. Okay, Hot Air, so we gotta do that and then download it. I'm not sure. I'm looking at that picture. I'm not sure if you could see that or not. Hot Air. Goodness gracious. All right, let me, I'll go add that up. I think Hot Air might have gotten in my bourbon bottle last night because he's seeing things this morning, folks. Honest, I wouldn't tell you that if I didn't believe Hot Air is a loose cannon. But let's, it's loading up now. I don't see the peeking out between the buildings. I don't see it, Hot Air. I really don't. But maybe. I don't know. Anyway, all right, let's get back over to the chat room. Travel with Lizzie Lou. Happy Friday, guys. Thank you. Carol says hi to JJ Cruz. So does Emily. See, guys, everybody knows you guys. And I was very honest last night when I said what I said, and I hope they're still with me. J.J. Cruise, they're going to be sailing out of Rome in 2022. That's fabulous. Just fabulous. In a very short period of time, these two guys have become important to a humongous community of people. And of course, I find them delightful. I enjoy their videos. I enjoy their live streams. I know we're going to be on one cruise together next January 23. And I think Carol's going to be on that one too. That's the Vloggers Cruise. We're liable to hook up sometime between now and then. Now that I'm out, once I get going again, I'm close. Still have a few little problems to work out, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. So, Hot Air just received a new email from NCL. They want us to watch the safety video again, even though it was watched in the check-in process. And JJ says us too. By the way, guys, if you don't follow JJ Cruise, you need to. They have fabulous content. They really do. And like I say, I'll just love them to death. Lucy Lou says, fantastic news for Cape Town, most beautiful city in the world. I've never been. I've not been to anything south of the northern. I've been on the northern edge of Africa, but I've not been anywhere on the continent. So I could get on that. Kenneth says, Tom Henry, will Norwegian Cruise Lines test you Sunday for COVID, or did you do one of the home tests? The guess was, is it Dominica? No, that's incorrect. Hot Air says, how about Nassau? Nope, that's incorrect. I am going to give you the answer here, folks, in just a second when I get down to the bottom. Hot Air says it's the only place he knows with docking like that. There's one more. Intercontinental is 8th and 41st. The terminal is 12th and 48th. Great news for St. Kitts. Emily says, we saw the Rockettes every year for the longest time when my dad was still around. Thanks for purchasing the JJ Cruise. Yeah, I got two of them. Got two more coming. So I'll be 3 that I'll have now in my repertoire of shirts. Just left of that tan building. Okay, I'll go back and look at that. We appreciate it. We love our crew. And Carol agrees with me. JJ Crew are 2 awesome guys. Yes, they are. Katie's here. Hi, Katie. She says hi to everybody and JJ. So you guys, I'm glad you guys are with us. Hot Air says, I thought Hot Air was going to Cape Town. He's going to be in Cape Town January of 2023. Something to look forward to. Yes, indeed. All right. It looks like I've gotten to the bottom of Hot Air says NCL will accept the RX version of the home test that is proctored, despite what Jack said yesterday. That's what I thought. I thought it would. They did. I thought I'd read that someplace. So glad that Hot Air straightened that out. Sounds like NCL was using the same test at the port in Miami that CVS does. Funny. Okay. Folks, that was Antigua was the answer to the cruise port of the day. And now, of course, from Elizabeth on location. So this has been a pretty busy morning, guys. We had Hot Air Tom in New York. We had Elizabeth on location. We had John from Rome. Wow. And we had some news items too. Great day. So that's going to wrap me up for today, folks. I'll be back tomorrow for Saturday travel and cruise industry news. You guys, as always, stay safe, have fun, have a great weekend. If I don't see you before then, I'll be back same time, same place tomorrow for Saturday travel and cruise industry news. For now, this is the old fat travel guy. Later, y'all.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.